Hey guys, Kamaya here. So yesterday I asked you guys to send me your questions via social media. Got them all, looked at them all. Most of them are actually like pretty good. Still stay within like the author writer spectrum. Some are a little more personal, but like I said, I'm gonna answer every single thing honestly. You can ask me anything you want. And honestly, I'm like surprised. Like no one really like pushed it as far as I thought it was gonna be pushed. So I was like, okay, maybe next time, you know? But yeah, there's 12. So I'll go ahead and get started. Number one, are those paper chain links behind you for BDSM? No. No, they're not. They're paper. Who is going to use this? Oh, wait. Just picked it up with my feet, you guys. I'm talented. Second question. Am I seriously banned from setting you up on a blind date? Yes. You know why? I'm not going to go into detail, but all of your dudes go to prison. So at least if you're going to get the criminal, can you start getting with smart criminals? Because, girl, enough's enough. Number 3, where do you find your inspiration for your books? I did get this question a couple times. Always a good question. I get my inspiration from everywhere and stuff. Like, that's the way my brain works, at least. My brain is just very like, you know what I mean? It's always going and things are always popping up. Like, what if I could change this? What if I could change that? But like, for example, of just how random like my ideas come to fruition, the Shakira video for Empire, even though that video is more about like, you know, love and stuff, with the way the beat goes and like the octaves and just like all that stuff, it signified change to me. Like it felt more like a song about change. So that's how I came up with Lavender. I just thought about all these different phases in each different like riff, the chorus, you know, like that's just how that came about. So, just random. It's just random how I get inspiration. Is weird. Um, Number 4, do you like her? This is a question submitted to me by my mom that my brother asked me one time, and I know it's more of like an inside question, but it's just hysterical because like sometimes I like, my brother and I have like brother sister time, which is cool. We really should have more of it, but like one time I was just like driving and it's just out of nowhere, like I was just like, do you like her? About our mother, and I'm just like, what? Of course I like her. I love her. Like, what do you mean? Like, who just asked that? Do you like her? Like, who asked that about their parent? Like, we have one parent. She's our one parent. And just like, she's good to us. So I'm just like, why'd you even ask that? It's just hilarious. And so every time I like am around them, like my mom will just be like, do you like her? Or like if my brother's talking, she'll just be like, oh, you don't want to talk to her, and she's talking about herself and stuff, and I don't think he like knows what she's referring to, but like it was just funny. Number 5, what do you find are the best and worst things about being a writer? Best things is that as a creative person, anybody who does have any type of creativity, even if you aren't a writer, you understand that your brain's just always going and stuff. There's always like ideas, so you just getting them out is honestly such relief on you mentally and stuff. Like, and I know that probably sounds dramatic, but like when you keep things inside and stuff, it just like, I don't know, it just weighs you down and stuff. So just being able to get stuff on paper, and you know, even though I am strictly like self-published right now, having people like have interest in what I'm saying and like read my ideas and like actually take time to think about what I'm doing, what I'm saying, and like my works and stuff, that means a lot. So that's awesome. Worst part, marketing. Honestly, even if someone says, oh, I hate your book, I really don't care. Like, but excuse me, every video, you guys. Yeah, the worst thing is definitely marketing, because even though I was a business major in college and stuff, it's really hard because a lot of things depend on like social media. And if you can't get people's attention via social media, you're kind of like screwed and stuff. And my stuff is like growing, but it's like slowly growing. And don't get me wrong, I'm extremely grateful for everyone who's come my way and pays attention to like the stuff I do and is like here listening to me and stuff. But it's difficult and stuff, especially when a lot of things on social media are based on superficiality. You know what I mean? So, and I'm not a superficial person. Like I don't really like post like crazy things and stuff. So, number 6, what is your dream project? My dream project, actually, and not a lot of people know this, because I don't know, no one asked me actually, which is actually funny. No one ever asked me, but like, I would love to put together a creative writing studio, and specifically a creative writing studio where we're not concerned about grammar, we're not concerned about punctuation, we're not concerned about making sure everything's, I already said grammar, but grammatically correct. Like, I want it to be a place where people can come and just release their ideas, like just let loose, let everything out, like just be who they are, let what they're thinking come out on paper, and let's just not worry about all that other stuff. Let's just talk about what's in our brains, you know what I mean? So eventually, yes, I would like to own a creative writing studio for people to enjoy that. Number 7, how do you survive working in a call center without talking crap to people? The mute button. The mute button and the hold button, okay? Because I talk lots of crap to them, but it's on mute or hold. It's never to them, unless they have it coming. It's very difficult. And, the main thing to remember with a call center is that, I have bills. And, I'm single. I, take care of myself 100%. So I don't have anybody to fall back on, so I really can't go off on people as often as I would like to. I have to kind of just like deal with it sometimes because, again, I have bills and I like to travel. I like to go get pedicures. Just got one today. So my feet are nice and soft for the next 5 minutes. And I like to go out and eat and stuff. So I just have to remember kind of those things. Like, plus, I never want to go back to retail. Retail is the worst. If you ever disrespect a retail person, you deserve every horrible thing that comes to you. Okay? Number 8, why no dating life? No dating life because right now I'm just very tired, and honestly, I know this is gonna sound so like sad and stuff, but like I feel like people don't care enough about other people to like learn about them. And it's kind of like, I'm busy, I have this business, I have my regular job, I try to see like my friends and family as much as possible. So I have a lot going on in my life. So I'm the type of person where I'll always ask you questions about you because I like to get to know people mainly if I'm attracted to you. Usually I don't really like getting to know people, but like, I enjoy that. I like knowing what your favorite things are, But like, I feel like a lot of people don't take time to get to know me and stuff. And it's like, if you're not going to do that, I don't care what you have. You know what I mean? Come to the table with something to offer. Because I do have a lot going on. And like I said, I fully support myself. So, if you don't have at the very least a bond to offer, because that's very important to me, then there's no point and stuff. So I'm just tired. So until I meet someone who does seem like they express like an interest in my actual life, then I'm going to be single. And honestly, I'm cool with that because I enjoy my own company. Plus, I get to just like fart and stuff on my own. And I don't have to answer to anybody. So that's always cool. Who inspires you and why? I had a sneeze, but man, it's like in there, but it won't come out. Anyway, who inspires you and why? My mom and stuff. I had to like, I initially did an earlier video, but I like deleted it because I was like, I got so emotional talking about my mom because like, I didn't want anybody to see me get emotional. Like everyone thinks I'm like dead inside. So I would like to keep that image. But my mom inspires me because even though we don't do the same thing, I mean, she has like written and stuff on her own, but like my mom believes in me more than anybody in this world and stuff. And I'm so blessed to have something like that because there are people in my family who don't and stuff. And so, it's so nice to just like have her just care about what I'm doing so much. Like she'll help me edit my books. Like she always wants to help. Like And that's so unique. Like, a lot of parents don't want to help. They're just like, you on your own and stuff. But yeah, she's always there for me. Like, she just knows me and stuff. Like, she knows I get frustrated and stuff. Like, it just, I think it's really important, like, especially seeing a lot of my friends have been losing their parents and stuff, like either both or one and stuff, and just like it's become, especially after college, for me to show my mom how much I value her, even if I get annoyed with her sometimes and stuff, because if anything ever happens to her, I don't know what I'd do. Like, obviously I'd have to like boss up and like take care of Kyle and stuff, but like it would like hurt me so much and stuff, because she's my number one supporter. There's no one who supports me like her and stuff, like, you know, with my career and just in general life. Like, if I ever need anything, she's there. So my mom inspires me to keep going, keep doing the best that I can and stuff, and not worry about what other people think and stuff. So she cool. So yes, I like her, Kyle. Which character in your books do you relate to the most to? Lavender, I think. Lavender was the hardest book for me to write ever. Mostly because it was just kind of hard, like, connecting some of this stuff, because the most important thing I really wanted to get across in Lavender was that with her, she was a fairy who had to go through different phases of life in order to build her character, and eventually become a god. And the most important thing for me, for people to kind of understand about that, is that you can't stick in one phase of your life. Like, you can't just have a romantic relationship. You can't just have your friends. You can't just have your family. You have to have, at the end of the day, you have to be a complete person. You have to have yourself. You know, that was the most important thing. And that's what I feel like I got her to end up doing. And that's how I feel about myself. Like, you have to build yourself. It's not about just being a type of person because you have one of these things. Like, all these things help you become who you are. But essentially you do have to, like, you know, be alone at certain points in times to become who you truly are. So Lavender, yes. Favorite charity, anything to do with children. Anything to do with children, because children need help. Like, they need us and stuff, you know. It's not that they want us around, they need us. And I feel like not enough love is given to children sometimes. Like, I like to support charities with education, because I really want Social Security when I'm older. And also hunger. Just feed kids. Like, I really, like, I don't understand the concept of not feeding kids, you know what I mean? Like, schools who will take back lunches and stuff, that makes me sick to my stomach. Like, if I were there and someone decided to take a lunch from the kid, I'd probably, like, beat their ass, to be honest. Like, and I know I usually post my videos, but I feel so strongly about that. Like, I'll beat your ass if you take food away from a kid, because that's insane. Like, kids, I don't know, they don't know and stuff. Like, I don't understand people who are like, you know, I'm not going to donate because it's the parents' fault, this and that. Like, sometimes it's just I understand the concept that certain things, you know, people won't have because of the way things are with the parent. But with me growing up with a single parent, I understand, you know, both sides of things, like what it's like to not have certain things. So my mom always made sure I had, like, the stuff that I needed. I didn't always have stuff that I wanted, but I always had stuff that I needed, like food, shelter. Like, I was always, like, good in that aspect. So I think when it comes to the wants, I understand that level of thinking, because every kid does not need a PlayStation. But as far as needs, if you're, like, really, if you have an attitude over donating clothes or food or something like that to a child, something's wrong with you. Okay? And I hope you don't have kids, because obviously you're not a good parent because you think those are wants, food and shelter. Last question, because 12 is my lucky number. What is my style / process when starting to write a book? Okay, so I'm gonna break it kind of down for you guys, because a lot of people ask me, how do I get started writing a book? And for me, this is kind of like the best way that I've found. I've tried a different type of methods, but excuse me, the best way for me is, so I make an outline, right? So I have my general paragraph where I write the bulk of the story. Like, I'm like, okay, this is what the plot's gonna be. And then I start with my main characters. Like I'll list, you know, who everybody is, and I'll go with location, time period. And with the main characters, I like to come up with their names because then I can come up kind of with what their behaviors and their attitudes and everything are going to be, along with their not their personalities, but like their physical appearance and stuff. I write everything next to these characters. Like I write what they look like, I write their behaviors, why they did this, why they did that, so that I can keep everything as organized as I can when I'm like writing the novel, and I can keep referring back to my previous outline so I don't screw up. So that's how. And just generally when I'm trying to come up with the plot, I write several different plots and several different endings so that I'm not stuck in one area. Because if I feel like the story's changing while I'm writing it, I at least can go back and be like, oh, you know what? That ending that I had before, that actually would have been better. So, yeah. But yeah, that's it today, guys. Those are all the questions. Yeah, that's all I have for you. Yeah. So if you guys have any ideas on any other type of videos you'd like to see me do, because I don't want it to be too monotonous and just book reviews, let me know. I'm very open and stuff and interested in what you have to say. And yeah, that's pretty much it. See you guys later.